Alrighty, good morning guys. Today we're starting integers. Integers are a interesting word. It's a word that means it's a set of whole numbers and their opposites. So remember, if I am writing, you are writing. Okay, so integers are a set of whole numbers and their opposites. Okay, so let's talk about the different kinds of integers. The first kind of integer is a positive number. And positive numbers are greater than 0. The second kind of integers are negative numbers. And negative numbers are less than 0. So you guys have probably heard of negative numbers before. For instance, the other day when it was really, really cold out, they might have said it was negative 2 degrees. So that would mean it was 2 degrees less than 0. Or 2 degrees less than the freezing point. So those are the two different kinds of integers. Now I'm going to show you what that might look like on a number line. So for instance, let's say you owe me $10. And let's say I have $10. Okay? So on a number line, the middle might be 0. And the 0 doesn't always have to be in the middle. It's just that that's where I'm putting it. And then we'll go 5, 10, 15. Now less than 0 would be -5, -10, -15. Notice that when I did my positive numbers, they were on the right side of my number line and they grew. And they grew from 0 and they went up. Okay? Then notice for my negative numbers, they started at the left side of my number line and they went from 0 and they grew down, but the number increased. Because the further I get away from 0, the higher the number is, either direction. So the further I get from 0, my number grows positive or my number grows negative. Okay? So if you owe me $10, we're talking about a -$10. And if I have $10, that means, so you owe me $10, that means that's $10 I don't have in my wallet. It was taken away, negative. If I have $10, that means I have a positive $10. And notice I don't necessarily have a plus sign in front of the 10, but if there's no sign, it's positive. If there is a sign, it's a negative sign, okay? So essentially, integers are positive, and negative numbers. Their opposites are the same number You guys know that hashtag sign actually means number too. The same number on the other side of the zero. Okay? So, negative 10, the opposite of me having negative $10 is me having $10. The opposite of me having 5 cookies is you having negative 5 cookies. The opposite of me having 1 car or a car would be having negative 1 car. The opposite of being 12 years old would be being negative 12 years old, even though you can't really do that, right? Okay. So remember that all of these numbers and then some, see this dot? It's called an ellipsis. It means it goes on and on. It's saying that things go on and on. So I put this ellipsis to the left. That means it goes on and on in that direction. -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ... That means all those numbers. It goes on for infinity. Infinity. Negative numbers go on for infinity, and positive numbers go on for infinity. You can count and count and count and count and count and never stop. It's infinitive. Just kind of like a line. Think about like a line. You could draw it forever. Well, numbers go on to a number line, and that arrow on the end means it can go on and on and on. I just only need this section right here to show my math. Okay? So let's think about a couple of examples of trying to figure out in real life, what would the number be? Would it be a positive integer? Would it be a negative integer? What would it be? So let's say, number 1, a contestant gains 250 points on a game show. So if you gain 250 points, gains would tell you, gain, that means you gave me. So that means plus 250 points. 250 points. So it would be a positive integer. All right, let's say I said gas freezes at 40 degrees below 0. Well, below indicates negative 40 degrees. So it's negative. All right, guys. That is the lesson portion of today's lesson. I'm going to show you some examples in a moment. Watch the next video.